There is news in Pakistan that another girl was murdered in a remote area of Pakistan. It is called Kohistan. And the reason she was murdered is because she had a picture taken with her boyfriend, posted it online, and the picture went viral. And her murderers are her own family. This is called honor killing. They did not like the fact that their daughter, who was not married to another young man, was only in love with him, had a picture taken with him, and even had the audacity to post such a picture, and everybody saw it. So the family was traumatized because something called honor was hurt by this action of the girl, an action in which she likes another human being in the way that men and women are supposed to, are ordained to like each other, and does something as innocent as a picture taken with the person. Now, this happened on the International Day of Violence Against Women, November 25th, and it also happened during the 16-day campaign that the United Nations has earmarked as Unite to Eliminate Violence Against Women, which starts on the 25th of November, the International Day of Violence Against Women, and ends on the 10th of December, which is the International Human Rights Day. In Pakistan, such news keeps coming from time to time. It started in 1947, and this is now 2023. And it continues to happen during these 75 long years in those areas which are called remote and situated in a certain province of Pakistan or certain provinces of Pakistan. There it happens more or less with regularity. This also happens in urban areas of Pakistan. And I'm talking a long passage of 75 years, which is nearly a century. After, from 1947 to 2023, the same news again makes headlines because the same crime keeps getting committed. And it isn't an isolated crime of a lunatic or a criminal mind. It is the crime collectively committed by a social setup called family, which belongs in a neighborhood, which in turn belongs in a wider setting, wider urban or rural setting. So this is the bent of the mind, the way of looking at things. And this Kohistan incident should be a wake-up call for Pakistani state to start utilizing the resources that it has for gender sensitization. In Pakistan, gender sensitization in a holistic manner under the patronage of the state does not happen. In India, it started happening as early as during the Jawaharlal Nehru government when he introduced democratic socialism under the Congress Party rule in India. And many NGOs came into being. And there were movies made which were sponsored by the Indian government, which tackled the issue of gender sensitization. Those movies, the makers of those movies were actually tax-free producers. They didn't even have to pay the state any tax for producing a movie that would be focused on a subject such as this. Pakistan receives aid to eliminate violence against women. The Human Rights Ministry receives aid. There is funding coming in, but how much of that aid is actually devoted to eliminating violence against women by way of preempting it, the prevention part of it? Pakistan has to start using SPTV, Pakistan Television Corporation. It exists, there are several channels of it, and not one channel is dedicated to gender sensitization and other social issues like that, actually. PTV is used for sycophancy towards the sitting government and its ministers. They are given time, they come, they talk, they are asked questions by interviewers, which are really very soft questions. And PTV is used to promote the government in office, the federal ministers, the provincial ministers, and PTV is run by the taxpayers. It is a state channel. It should function like the BBC. It should be focused on social development. It should be focused on attaining the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, the Millennium Development Goals. The UN has started a hashtag under no excuse, and I call upon every person who's sensitized to this issue and every organization and every entity to tweet, to post on social media, and to pressurize the government of Pakistan to conceive and execute a policy that is aimed at prevention of violence against women, that is aimed at preemption, not by looking at it from the point of view of criminal procedures. Because, like I said, this is a mindset. Those who do it do not think they're committing a crime. There is something in their head which they hold way above the value of human life. And that something is described to them or is conceived by them in a manner that is highly distorted. And when distortions happen in the minds of men and women, only education can cure the distortions. And education comes through awareness. And awareness comes through sustained campaigns, especially in a matter as important as this. You're watching Zenia Satti on Raja Shahzeb Khan Official. Please subscribe to the channel